And here we go. We are here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to First Touch. This is February 8th. We are, again, in the middle of the great month of February. Hopefully, you guys don't have any Valentine's Day dates, or hopefully you do, actually, I should say. If you don't, it's okay. That means you got something to listen to during that day. It's this show. If you don't, and I also kind of feel bad for you, but not that bad. Sometimes it's just not for everybody. But also, I think my birthday's actually in 9 days, so I'm getting a little old here too at the same time.
Yeah, you are. Ooh,
I think we do an episode. Yeah, we have an episode on my birthday. I just realized that. Yeah. Huh.
Are we celebrating?
Birthday special. Do I have to come in a suit?
I don't know. I gotta figure that out. Obviously, guys, I'm joined here with Roll This and T-Bates. How y'all doing today?
Yes, sir. Chilling, big vibe. Been stressing a little bit, Been moving all day. Been working.
Yeah, how was the move? Roll This, you move. Actually, tell everybody where you moved from too, because you kind of went on a little journey there.
Yeah, I went on a little road trip. Went from PA, basically Central PA, all the way to Austin, Texas.
What is that? Port Allen?
Wait, what, in PA?
What is PA?
Pennsylvania. What is up with you, bro? What's up with you?
I'm just saying, somebody in chat might know what PA means.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Okay. Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, all the way to Austin, Texas. 24-hour drive, man. 24 hours. I was on the road. Drove day number one. We drove 6 hours. Met Threes. He did play for collegiate Rocket League team, Ohio State, for a minute. Cool dude. His dog is amazing.
Shout out
day
Shorty.
2. Shout out Shorts. Day 2, 10 and a half hour drive down to Little Rock, Arkansas. That was like the easiest day, honestly. And then day 3, finished the trip. Made it here.
Nice. Dang. 3-day trip. That's quite the distance. But you got set up pretty quick too. I mean, you still, you can tell like Rodas just moved in type of deal. So I mean, that'll change over time. T-Bates still looks T-Bates actually took the hat off today, so I gotta give him shout outs for that. How you doing today, Tyler? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Got bullied, take my hat off. Show the forehead off.
I don't know if you got bullied. Bully's a strong word.
No, facts.
What else is there? I'm chilling. I'm living a great life here. I'm always happy. Finishing up my law school applications. If you got a good law school program, make sure to hit your boy up.
Hit the boy up.
You know me. I'm trying to become a professional out here in these streets, making a lot of bands and always help the people. So
helping the people.
Yeah, help the people while making bands. No, most people don't do that, but I'm gonna be different. I'm T-Bates. I'm Tyler Bates. So just hit my line.
Okay,
but I'm chilling for the most part. You excited to talk about whatever the heck we talking about?
Facts. Look, T-Bates looking swole too. Look at him trying to flex for the camera. I see.
I can really. My God! Like Ali thinks he's as big as me, but just wait. Just give me about a month and a half, and I'll be back. I'll be back to full.
I don't know what Fire ever talking about, bro. Fire's not bigger than half of the chat, bro.
Oh no! Don't let it get back to him. All right, but yeah, we got a show today. So we're gonna get started with like some news. Obviously we had the OCE major happen over the course of this weekend. I believe Ground Zero Gaming took that, which isn't really too much of a surprise to anyone. And honestly, if you guys haven't checked that out, probably worth looking at. There were some interesting like performances here and there, but again, keep your finger on the pulse of OCE as we're getting near the spring split, so we're gonna kind of look at them maybe here and there, see who's gonna be that world's team to make it through. But you definitely big shout outs to OCE and them having their major. That's gonna be one of the first of 3 winter majors, or 3 or 4 actually, 4 winter majors I think. That'll be happening over the course of this next month or so. I think we have SAM, EU, NA. I'm not sure if that's the right order, but those are the majors that we still have coming up. Now, looking at OCE, one thing I did want to talk about was they had player cams on, and it was interesting. I'll say that much. It was interesting. One person had their phone as their camera. So you can see like the black bars on the side. You couldn't really see you really couldn't see them at all. And then one team, I think like at the end of a game or during a goal or something, got up and started doing Fortnite dances. So
No way. Actually?
yeah, I think it's like a whole like clip of it somewhere out there where like these guys were doing like Fortnite dances. It was mad crazy. Definitely probably should look at that. That was kind of funny. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that in any of the other regions. I'm just saying. What?
I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, like, bro, imagine someone scoring on you and doing a Fortnite dance.
That's the most cringe thing.
Bro, like I'm unplugging everything and leaving.
Like if
bro.
I even
Like,
saw that, I'm just leaving.
I'm gone, bro.
Why am I getting hit with the freaking? I don't even know how to do that
In a
move. Where's that? The Orange Justice?
In a major,
someone just dropped. Bro, imagine Slater. Imagine Reddles. Hops
imagine
up on the
Tootsie slide.
Bro, imagine he hits like a game winner, just hops on his desk. Just like how he was screaming at G2 when he beat him. Imagine he just starts doing the Tootsie slide in front of you, bro. Like, we fighting. I'm fighting. Yes. Or I'm getting someone that's underage to throw hands with Slater. Go beat him up for me.
Oh, he 18 now.
About the legal aspects.
Right. But yeah, no. Looking at that, right? The main conversation is player cams, right? Because I think they confirmed it where they said, okay, for every major is going to have player cams on, which means we're gonna see roll days on the player cams. Potentially later on. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. But like, what are you guys' thoughts on just that overall idea of like having player cams?
Since you're gonna be playing, you can go, big man.
I mean, y'all just gonna see like players' natural, you know, when they're in the zone, they about to be flinching and everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many people actually do that. I think I do that when I'm trying to go for a hit. I'm like, put my whole body into it, about to headbutt my monitor or whatever. But I think it's a good implementation to the stream. You get a nice view of like the players, and people want to see what's behind the screen. You know what I'm saying? People want to see who's actually playing, the faces behind the players and the gameplay. So I think it's nice.
Yeah, you get to see if some people are actually like robots or not. Cause like Cloud9 always had the reputation of being robots on land, but I think that was all like a fake persona. They just did that on purpose, just to show people. If it showed what they looked like at their houses, I think they would have been way more animated and into it. And everybody's like, especially like a person like Arsenal, you're gonna want to see his camera and what outlandish movement he's gonna pull off after he scores, or he's especially because they're gonna be in a team house, they're gonna be right next to each other.
Yeah.
So if they line theirs upright, which I think Chrome or somebody should probably talk to with production about that, line them upright however they're seating. You can see them fist bumping on that. So that's pretty cool. It's like a land, but without the land. Like in terms of there's at least them all being there and you being able to see like their reactions and stuff.
That's a team that I want to see though with face cams on. SSG is definitely that team because we've seen Arsenal streams, right? Where with the death slams and everything that's going on, but them all in the same house sitting next to each other, especially how we know how that environment gets, and then Chrome in there too behind them, like I don't know, for me, like it's like something's gonna happen there. You don't know what. But I would be very surprised if they all are able to just kind of like T-Bay said, keep that like Cloud9 composure. I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening at all. Either it's gonna be really, I think no matter what, it's gonna make people smile, whether it's they laughing at something that happened or like they're getting excited with them. But definitely,
I think,
and rolling eyes. Some people are gonna be rolling eyes, but to catch that, you're gonna need like your camera, DeMar.
Or just like pay attention, like super close. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to be like super focused on the players' cameras.
On the players' cams, yeah. I think the one that's gonna be the robot on that team is definitely Sypical. It has to be Sypical. He's just so like laid back compared to the other two. Like the other two are just big on everything, like social media, and they got like YouTube, big Twitch, and Sip doesn't stream. He's just chilling. So I think if you're gonna see anybody be a robot on the team, it's gonna be Sypical, which he might still have reactions and whatnot, but it's lesser.
Yeah, but that's also cool too, though, right? You talk about players that don't stream or don't do like stuff like that, like what was it, Sypical, Atomic Mist, for example. a lot of people, some people, despite like everything, still don't even know what some of those guys look like. You know what I mean? Even though there's like pictures
That's
here and
true.
there, but like they don't know what they look like right now. And I think that's going to be something that's like kind of eye opening for a lot of people. Especially again for the fact that we haven't had a LAN in a long time. A lot of people have changed, like their appearance and stuff has changed. I remember, for example, I was looking at a Shift tweet today, and they used a picture of Roldiz. Roldiz got a completely different hairstyle back when he was playing at LANs, like at DreamHacks, than he
Wait,
does
shit.
now. Yeah, like look
Wait,
at
did they use the Austin pick?
I think
The one with
so.
Austin in it?
There's a.
Hold on.
Oh wait, I don't have
Okay.
it. Man, I'm gonna have
Hold on, I
to.
got to do that, John.
Yeah, if you go on their Twitter, it's the latest picture. It's you at DreamHack though.
It's definitely the one with Austin in
Wait,
it.
what's this look
Yeah.
like? Oh,
Like
I'm looking at
Roldiz hair
myself.
is so short. You know what I'm saying?
I had the fresh lineup.
Yep.
Where is it, man?
Just if you want me,
Oh.
I can link it.
Shift.
Yeah, link it
Okay.
if you don't
Shift
mind.
RLE.
Yeah, that's their
What's the
Twitter.
latest? God dang, bro, your hair was low. Fresh lineup, fade sides.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now I got this mess up top. I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, but you had like more undergrowth underneath the chin, so it kind of matched.
But here? Oh,
Yeah.
I got more down here. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
so it matched like that.
I'm about to shave actually.
Shave. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm about to shave right here. I'm gonna keep the little goatee. See how it looks.
Oh, I like the player character. That's actually so neato. That's actually
Yeah.
cool. But see, like as a viewer though, see, it may distract you from what's happening in the game. Cause I'm be trying to balance everything. But even at LANs, they do the player cam sometimes too, though. So
Right,
don't know.
right. Like they'll do a mix of both.
Yeah. I think
Um,
people just want to kind of see like reactions of the players like after they score or something like that. People just stand up and start screaming.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't think anybody doing that. Somebody
You
starts
think people are gonna scream in the major?
no standing up, like pushing themselves out the chair, going
If they hit a shot, if they hit a nice
Yeah.
shot,
maybe.
if T shot Musties, he's definitely standing up, bro.
Oh, you gotta stand up
He's
just cause no people watching. Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
just him.
he gonna flex, man. He gonna pull that
That's
teammate.
just him. Oh my gosh, he's obnoxious. So of course he's gonna do that. Of course he's gonna do that. He different though. That's cool.
Yeah.
OCE and Soundix added that.
Yeah. So we'll,
And
we'll-
it,
oh, I was gonna say like we'll end up seeing that for the rest of well, we'll see it next week or this weekend with Europeans major or Europe's major, and that's actually I think that's probably the most revealing because I feel like out of all the regions, like well, I mean, I won't say OCE, but I definitely between NA and EU, you know the faces of more NA players than you do
NA
Europe
players.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
with the Europeans.
Yeah. So
that is true.
we'll be able to like take a look at all those guys. But speaking of Shift, I think we could talk about something that was a Shift tweet, that was also a shock tweet, that also has to do with our own Roldiz here. We have the tiebreaker this week, and word on the street, according to everybody out on the socials, that you're gonna be playing Roldiz and replacing J-Rush.
Sadly, yes.
You gotta break that down for us, or is that just gonna be a sadly yes?
All right. So I mean, it's a hard topic because it's all like how you become pro, right? So everybody wants a chance, or like when you get into video games, right? You're playing for fun, and then you get better and better and better, and then there's a certain thing in the back of your mind where you're just like, I wonder what it would be like to be a pro, and that could be like a dream goal to a lot of people, and it was for me as well. But it once you make it there, you start to realize all the other things you're sacrificing in life, which is kind of deep in a way. But and I think that's what J. Russ was going through, right? So he wants to pursue other things in life, whether that's what he told us at school, and it could just be a social life outside of Rocket League, which he not sure if he has or not, but it could just be that. And yeah, I just won't know for sure because I'm not in his head, but I just know what he told me, and he just wants to pursue other things in his life other than Rocket League. So it's tough.
So when you bring up school, you mean when you say that J. Russ wants to focus on school, Like, has he talked about college stuff like that? Like maybe like he wants to. So essentially, one could speculate that he's wants to focus on a career past Rocket League,
Yeah,
perhaps, and
yeah,
that's why he's leaving at an early age.
yeah. What he's basically explained is that Rocket League will not do anything for him in his future, which is kind of like narrow-minded because it can be your future for a long time. If you look at players like Squishy and
Gary G,
Gary G,
Turbo
exactly, like
Posa,
Justin, Turbo, all these players where
Arsenal.
they will Arsenal, yes, exactly, perfect examples. This will be their career as long as they want it, basically, as long as Rocket League stays alive and the ecosystem's healthy and whatever not. And I think even most of those players can transition into something else
That's
if
right.
they wanted to, right? So so it is narrow-minded, but at the same time, it's all personality and what you want to get out of it. So I respect J-Ro's decision. Obviously, whatever he wants to do with his life, he can go do it. Yeah, and that's it. Like, we all have different opinions on what we want to do and things like that. So he chose that, and I can't stop him. As much as I love that kid, can't stop him.
It really does just come down to if you love it or love it, and what your bigger picture is. If he truly believes that college and pursuing his education is a more safer path than to becoming successful, then I mean he's got to go for it. And,
Yeah.
and if you think about it in like a total world sense and just in like basic numbers, like pure raw numbers, going to college would necessarily, I mean, would necessitate like like basically would guarantee a spot making some amount of money for X amount of time, and
Yeah.
it's been proven.
Yeah.
But like doing Rocket League, it could also be. I mean, if you do it right, you put your brand out there, you could also be just as successful, probably more successful than most college degrees. So it really just comes down to preference, though.
It's like on work ethic as well. I think work ethic is a lot of it. Is what you're willing to put in is what you'll get out, and that's what most of us don't realize when we're at the top. So, I mean, that goes out to all you young guns with a big name. Like, just put it in the work. Why you got the name right now? Put in the grind.
Yeah, I think that's something that could be, it's definitely a debatable topic, and I've seen people like even my coworkers who are like who have come in from other esports into Rocket League. We've kind of had this kind of debate, but I think from what I've seen and from my own personal experiences, I think that it is how much you put in. Like, you get back how much you put in. So at the end of the day, and looking at, I mean, just kind of looking at myself really as like kind of an example where I didn't go to college. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't necessarily like take that path. I kind of just did what I felt was right. And then at the time, working part-time at Best Buy, casting Rocket League was just like fun. And then next thing I know, I saw more of a viability towards it. And then it grew with me. So then I was able to get more opportunities. And then I landed a job that was at a game studio working on Mortal Kombat and stuff like that for the time that I was working with them. And now I have all of that on my resume, plus all of the time that I spent doing tournament organizing work. At this point, I have maybe like 4 or 5 different career paths I can take. And it's all just because I was passionate about what I wanted to do. And I just said, like, let me just jump right in, grab that experience. And now, boom, boom, boom. I think I'm doing pretty all right. But it really does go based on how much work you're willing to put in, kind of how much you want it, but also what you want to do. Like, I can totally understand J-Ro saying, okay, I just don't want to play anymore. That's cool. Saying that Rocket League kind of doesn't do anything for you, or doesn't do anything, like saying it as like a general overall statement, if it doesn't do anything for you, that's understandable. But saying it for like anybody is totally different. There's so many different programs. Look at the boys in Northwood who are, they're playing RLCS. They're known for being in RLCS, but they also want to play in CRL because they wanted to get an affordable college education. They were able to do that because of Rocket League and because of their skill on the field. So for them, they're trying to make the most out of what they're doing. They're trying to do some of their own stuff too, like Noxus and the stream grind or whatever. There's so many different opportunities for you to be able to build something. I just don't think a lot of people understand the building blocks that are in place in front of them half the time. They just think, oh, I'm just a guy who plays Rocket League, woo, woo, woo. But there's so much more to that. There's so many different layers of things you can get into. You can get into a career that has to do with esports, whether it's being a coach or being a team analyst or working with management or XYZ. There's so many people who have been able to kind of build that foundation and turn this into something. I mean, Roldiz quite literally is living in a house full of people who all found work within Rocket League. Like, they are all living in a house together. You know what I mean? So, like, it really does come down to, like, what you want to prioritize in life. And to be honest, in this particular case, I don't think there's a wrong answer. I don't. Whether or not you want to play or you don't, like, there's not necessarily a wrong answer here. It's kind of just, you got to go with what's calling you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You move as life calls it, man. Yeah. As it's just your choice on what you want to do. And if you feel that's going to benefit you, then go for it. No one should judge you for it. And if they do, who cares? It's your life, man.
Yeah, so that's how
we wish him nothing but the best.
True. It's very
I hope
true.
he succeeds in whatever he's pursuing. Hope he finds that happiness or whatever it is that he wasn't getting out of Rocket League. Hope he finds it somewhere else. And he made it all the way to the top of Rocket League. So if you do that, you can do that in basically anything, in my opinion. Besides like basketball, NBA, it's kind of different. But like anything else with like hard work and dedication. So we got some limitations in the sports world. So
yeah, you gotta have the genetics for that.
Yeah.
But let's see. Looking at the future, Roldiz, how do you feel about having to pick up the sticks again?
Hey man, all I gotta say is
he never dropped them, man.
Hey, teammates be catching me in ones. That's why he be saying that.
I be catching the twos, ones. You always playing, nigga.
Bro, chill out.
You be capping.
See, I had to keep my hours up because, like, just in case, I always want to be that super sub. You know what I'm saying? So I had to keep my hours up just in case someone was sick one day. I get that little. You see what I did? What we did to NRG, right? Game 1.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he's rubbing his hands. He's so excited. He's so excited. He's so excited.
I mean, we only won 1-0, but that's besides the point. It's still a dub. But if I don't play the game, then we get smacked 5-1, and then we get 0-3 instead of, and we get swept instead of sweeping them in that series.
Man, you know what this mean tomorrow? Come prediction time for the NBA major. He's gonna be saying. Now he's gonna say, my boys and me.
I got my boys and me.
my boys gonna take the NRG down 3-1. Mark it down. Top left, game 4.
Hey, we gotta see how I'm adjusting to things, man. I'm getting in these scrims again. I'm like, bro, it's a different ball game than when I was playing, man. This game moves too quick. It moves too quick.
Yeah.
Meta adapts.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. I mean, first y'all gotta get to the major. We'll figure that out this Thursday, and I think we'll save that for Wednesday to break down. But yeah, we see Raul again back on the sticks, playing for the Sonics. Something else that ended up happening over the course of the week was Pittsburgh Knights did a 2v2 tournament. I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I know Omar won, so shout out Omar, because
hey, my boy.
Facts. If there's anybody that plays like
twos all day,
it's Omar. It's like, come on,
it would have been pretty devastating if he lost that. He plays it more than anybody in the world.
I don't know why his team name is Ones Players. Like,
because they are Ones players.
I guess I don't really see Omar play a lot of ones. Oh yeah, I guess he does play a lot. Yeah, he was.
Omar played a ton. He used to play a ton.
I feel like that's a name I've seen for so long. And now it's like when is he gonna get that team? That's gonna actually like make it. Like, I don't
Omar?
know. Yeah, because he's not bad.
He's not bad, but
it's
just I don't know. You watch him play twos. That's that. I mean, it's just a different. It's interesting.
No, it's so funny because remember, like I would probably say like 3 months ago, Omar used to always be like, he'll join Discord. Asana, what happened in that twos lobby? I saw, like, he's like, what twos lobby? What are you talking about? He's like, the one where I flip reset on you. Omar is hilarious, man. You know, like big shout outs to Omar. If y'all ever catch his streams, it's content. It's 100% content. But yeah, they actually had a good format, or I won't say a good, but an interesting format for this Knights thing. So what they ended up doing is they had pool play, which looks like double elim, 2 pools, a double elim, top out of how many of these teams? 2, 4, 6, 8. Out of 8 teams, top 4 moved on to groups. And then out of groups, it was 2 groups of 4. And the top 2 of groups moved on to playoffs. It was a 2-day event. Yeah, 2-day event. They did groups and then they did playoffs on the same day by the looks of it. But I've never seen really a format like this before, with like two double elim brackets, and then have that go into a groups and into like that was interesting. V1 played, and V1 ended up losing to what is this team?
Venemy?
Yes, T-Var Magic Bear.
T-Var Magic Bear.
Yeah,
I ain't know Tavares out there cooking them boys up. Woo woo.
Another one that I've seen for so long, man. Even when he was on PS4.
Who, Tavares?
Yeah, T-Var.
T-Var, baby.
Yeah.
How old is T-Var?
How old is he?
Yeah.
16,
Sheesh.
I think.
Man, he should have pulled the Daniel, man. Why you stop playing for so long? I feel like I saw him for a little bit, like way back when on PS4, and then he disappeared. I don't know where he went, and now he's just like popping back up in lobbies and whatnot.
That's cause he's under my tutelage. I make players great.
Oh, Lord,
nah, bro.
You can ask T-Var himself. You can ask T-Var himself. You can get him on the show. You can ask him off the show. You can ask him anywhere. T-Var is not making it all the way to the finals this tournament without Tyler Bates. That's the fact. Just it's that simple.
Maybe you could coach his threes team, because that's not looking too good right now.
Nah. See, that's a different beast.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Threes. You gotta have 3 good people on the same roster, and that's a different subject for another day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, we got time. We definitely got time.
And see, like, and then also, like, you see the twos tournament, and
right.
this goes into like all these people in the pro scene that don't know what the heck they talking about when it comes to players. T-Var, a lot of people say he's bad. Mechanical, can't do this. You give him a pro, Magic Bear makes it always to the finals for a 2-set. Beats up on V1, got comment tweeting, I'm not brain dead enough to beat anybody in twos. Nah, you're saying simply, nah, you're good enough, but he just ran into better people that day. That's just all that happens. But no pros ever admit that.
Okay,
so
let's talk about that tweet too. Let's talk about that tweet, because Calm did tweet it, right? They ended up losing out. Calm made a tweet saying, "I am so not brain dead enough for twos." What T-Bates, like, what does that mean? Like, what's going on?
That's a weak excuse from a dude who couldn't accept losing. So he said, "Oh, these dudes aren't as good as me. I'm just gonna call them brain dead." So then it makes me feel better about myself. Man, get the heck out of here in that nonsense. You lost. Say you lost. And see, and when people say that, it has like a snowball effect on the people that beat you. Cause now people are think, well, I mean, Calm said that I mean, they were just monkeying out, going for every single ball. It must be bad. Rocket League, he can't be good. Happens again, they'll beat him next time. Be professional about it. Patrick Mahomes lost Super Bowl last night on a bad toe with no old line. Tyreek Hill, Kelce dropping every single football, and that man came up to the press conference and said they beat us fair and square. So if he can do it at the greatest stage, at the biggest stage, you can do it at twos tournament. It's called being a professional.
David, I'm just saying, I don't know what you're expecting from kids under 18, kids under 21. 18,
I think.
Under 21. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that, bro. We talking about a child's game here. I'm just saying, like, Patrick Mahomes is supposed to be professional. That's football. That's a man's sport. We talk about a child's game, even though we
are becoming a man's sport. They all 20 now.
Hey, they still ain't mature like that. There's a few that are like super mature, right? A decent amount. I'll give it like, let me say like 5 to 10 pros that are like mature.
Wow, that's not a lot.
Like on a level of like you and me and Damar.
like matured, like actually matured, not childish.
I'll have to think about it. 5 to 10, interesting. I don't know, but regardless though, like you shouldn't tweet that, and then you just got outplayed. And watching twos tournament, there needs to be more twos tournaments because it really showcased how good people are. And I love how Magic played with his boy T-Bar. They've been best friends since I think they were both 12 or something. Now they're both 16, or when they're both 11, something like that. So, I mean, then it gives T-Bar the shine that a lot of these bubble players don't necessarily get because people just base things off of threes results, like DeMar was saying earlier with T-Bar. That goes into he doesn't have a person like Magic Bear on his team. And you have somebody really good on your team, and you're also really solid, you're gonna look better, and you might even have better. You might have results that people weren't necessarily expecting. And that goes for a lot of bubble players. So when all these people be recycling all these pros that are in the scene that didn't succeed, you should maybe look at the people you lose to in ranked, or just see on an everyday basis. Try to run some games with them. See how good they actually are when they have somebody as good as a pro on their team, rather than having ranked players 6'9", 2'7", who does nothing. To say
I think it's safe to say that T-Bates and I are like pro potential. Like we're all pro potential. Like we want to see kids with potential like get some sort of acknowledgement, some sort of tryout.
I just like the recycling of people. It annoys me. When you get dropped from a team with no results and then you immediately get a tryout, that's the biggest slap in the face to people who are putting the grind in. Like, you got dropped for a reason. You didn't succeed for a reason. Why the heck are you getting a tryout? How? And
there's some players that still got it, even when they get
dropped. When Reddles gets dropped, then we gotta go snag Reddles. Now I ain't gonna name drop nobody, but some of these guys be getting dropped from these teams, and I don't know how you get no trial. I don't know what's happening. They just see name, they think name go equal success. Name don't equal success. Game equals success. Game recognize game. You gotta know how to recognize people game, man. That's just what it is. That's the truth behind it. But I love twos tournaments. And I had for Omar.
I love twos too.
He did all that.
He did all that.
I love twos. And go come back around. Yeah, but I love twos tournaments.
That's right.
I can't stand him, man. I could not stand him.
But they also had one second. Because they also had them two dudes that people don't think are good. Evo and what's that PlayStation kid? Evo and somebody. Forgot his name. But they made it all the way to the top 4. Nobody would expect that. So they're good. Maybe people should look at these people that are good. That's just me though.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Evo and somebody. Evo and
I don't see Evo. Nobody.
No, is it Blessed Up? I don't think Blessed Up was on that team.
You said top 4?
I think they finished top 4. Or what's it, top 6?
There's a team named a guy named Eris and Blessed Up.
Eris and Blessed Up. That's what it was. It wasn't Evo. Eris and Blessed Up. Eris with an E, not with an A.
Yeah, ERIS.
ERIS. I know you played him in 2 before, bro.
No, I don't think I have.
You never played him?
Oh,
I played him. He's not bad. Made all the way top 4.
I thought you're talking about Aries, like the A.
No, not the A kid.
Yeah, it was some names too that ended up playing in this, right? All Mid played, Sup played, Kaz Money, Nefarious played, Expert Indigo. There was some EU people.
EU people played. Kaz?
Yeah, Mike Boy and Tho played.
Mike Boy.
Polar and Cash played. Creamy and Creams played. Andy and Beastabonium played. Skills, Prime Thunder, J-Pal, Safu.
Look at Matt. Matt coming back. Look at Matt.
Yeah.
Matt waiting for his tryout.
How far did they get? Oh, they actually made it to day 2.
Yeah. They ran out groups. In Group A, I think, but they didn't. I don't know if they won a set.
Nah, they didn't win any games. They went 0-2. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think one of the games they didn't even play. I think one of the teams didn't show up or something like that. I don't know what happened, or maybe it was, I don't know. There's some match that just ended 0-0, so I don't know what went on with that. But yeah. Looking at this, it wasn't like it was just anybody tournament. People did like show up and play, so there was that. But yeah, interesting. Oh, speaking of which, that wasn't the only tournament that happened. This one tournament came out of nowhere. It was a Nerve Street. an NRG like 10K tournament. I want to find it. I think it was called Nerd Street Gaming Winter Championship. That's what it was. $10,000 prize pool. It was this weekend, so started the 6th, finished yesterday. F. Spaceman ended up casting it. The stream matches were on the NRG channel. They did groups to single elim bracket. And yeah, honestly, for 10K, like no one signed up. I mean, what were some names? We had Radiant play. We had
Radiant.
Stockton play. We had
Stockton.
randoms, Chronic 2-Piece Daniel,
Same
Kiri,
thing.
Heck, Astro. What's another team? Jamal Jabari played. They actually,
Stokely's team.
yeah,
Is that
Stokely's.
Radiant?
No, Stokely's team. What was Stokely's team's name?
Stokely, Drees, and
Speakeasy.
Hockey Ducks.
Yeah, hockey. Yeah, they
There it is.
won that actually. So Paulie,
won?
yeah, they won that. Paulie ended up getting 2K because the prize
2K
pool.
a piece.
Yeah, 2K a piece. First place got 6K.
Random
So-
tournament.
Yeah, and like
Random.
it's a 10K that's happening over the weekend, and like no one knew anything
one
about
knew.
it. Like no one knew anything about it. Paulie came through, came through with Drees and hockey, and they took.
You know, probably wasn't gonna tell nobody about it either.
I wouldn't tell nobody
That's
if I
facts.
found out at 10K.
That's
But like, I don't think there was like any promotion on it really anywhere.
I see.
I'm about to look through NRG's Twitter right now, but even though they sponsored it, I don't really think that they like. Well, I guess they kind of did. Our Rocket League Community Last Chance Qualifier. Ooh. So I see the Last Chance Qualifier. I don't see anything that's like, AO sign up. Like what, February 1st, Fennec decal. Yeah, I don't see anything on it from them, which is crazy. Like NRG themselves didn't tweet it out. And I'm pretty sure like if Nerd Street tweeted it, like no one's following Nerd Street.
Nobody's following Nerd Street.
Oh yeah, so.
Hey, see, organizations like that just gotta do better.
Oh, here we
I don't
go.
know what. Oh wait, you got something?
Wait, no, this is something so okay. We love NRG tweeted. What is this? January 22nd. We
Man, that's like
the
3 years
regular
ago.
community wants to give it back. Signed up for our very first community tournament, and I think this is like $1,000. This is Thursday, February the 5th. I guess
Didn't
you
know
ended
about
up.
that one either.
Oh, top 4 teams will also be invited to our 10K Winter Championship happening the following weekend. Bro, I'm learning more about this. Like, because I think this
As
was
you
like
keep
around the time
scrolling.
we were even doing the grid. Yeah, we ended up doing the grid too, like a day before that. And like, I had no idea about it. Like a grid is its own thing compared to this. So that's kind of crazy.
Especially with NRG, like you working for them, they need to like for promotion. They probably need to tell you about their tournaments. You come through the pod and let people know about it. Because
mean-
tournaments like that just need to be promoted a little bit better. Cause ain't nobody know about it. And
Okay.
if you ever noticed, it's always the 14-year-olds that know about them. You ever
Yeah.
notice that?
They looking to grind,
sure,
man.
Sure, I guess. But like at the same time, I don't really know what the incentive is here, right? NRG, they get signups for their tournament, right? They have the signups. They have the numbers there that they want. Now, it's not it would be different if they're trying to put on like a codename covert, you know what I'm saying? Where like, okay,
Oh,
I want to
proper
get like
competition.
I want to give like the best viewing experience and I want to showcase it with top talent. Now, for them, they're just like, oh yeah, woo, we just want to give back to our community type tournament. So that's probably like their MO. You know what I mean? I think it really depends on like the motivation behind the event. Because if they wanted signups, I mean, they could have had their own team playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was probably just something to give back. And it wasn't really, they weren't really focused on the competition. They were just talking
But see,
something else.
y'all say that, but they didn't promote it right.
What do you mean? They got
So
full
they-
signups. Why is my camera going out?
Oh, it has full signups?
I'm
How
pretty
do you
sure.
know
Yeah.
about this stuff?
I don't know.
What?
There's people that just like they saw that. No, I mean, I kind of see it because like when I was on the come up, right? That's all we were looking for was tourneys, man.
Smash.
Yeah, so I kind of see it. I could see like kids that aren't the age of it,
They
or
have nothing
even
else to do, so they're
Bro.
really just looking every night.
or even like bubble players, like Paulie's team, for example. They're not in the league right now, but they're trying to make it, right? So yeah, I can kind of see people actually like looking for those attorneys specifically, and if it's 10K, bro, you best believe they're gonna sign up.
Facts. So I guess that makes sense. I love it though. I just didn't realize it was happening. I don't think I would have played anyway. But
TBS, go get your bag. You don't think you can run up Paulie's team?
Barlinho?
Paulinho.
I don't know. That boy kind of cold with it.
No,
Kind of.
that's my teammate. That's our teammate.
My teammates getting into the game. You know what I'm saying?
He is kind of cold.
But yeah, I love that because I haven't seen the twos tournament and the threes tournament. There hasn't been any tournaments really for bubble people, so I'm glad they happened. I just didn't know about it, and I know a lot of other people. The people I know didn't know about it, so I figured a lot of people ain't sign up. But if people sign up, then I ain't got no complaints about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, they definitely still filled up their signups. It wasn't like I don't think they were lacking like 4 groups of 4. Everybody played the games out. I don't think that was an issue. They had 20 teams actually. Yeah, 20 teams. So
Very good.
oh, 4 groups of 5. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I mean, if that's what they're looking for, then that's what they got. It all depends. Again, it all depends on.
4 groups of 5.
Yeah.
Oh, they can open that to at least 64.
I mean, they could, right? We all know, like, yes, you can do more here. It's all about if you want to do more. A lot of people, like, maybe they wanted to promote a sponsor or something like that and give, like, some screen time or something. I don't know. I'm never really sure about people's, like, intentions behind stuff. Like, for me, if I'm running a tournament, it's either for 2 things. To help the community, skirmish, or to put on, like, a good show, which is covert. Those are my 2, like, it's either one or the other. If I'm helping the community, I'm putting on the stream, I'm listening to music, and I'm sitting here like this. Like, bulled up. Yo, what up? Welcome to Skirmish. No, I'm not casting. Just watch them play the game. Right, we all watch it. Or if it's like covert or something, then we got slide and intro with a movie screen. Woo 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 woo. Oh my god, it's a custom themed. People looking good. All this extra stuff put into it. Like that. That has its own budget. That's probably like half the prize pool or something like that. So again, it all just depends on what you're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, I guess like this kind of goes back to like what we were talking about last week a little bit when people were asking me to like run a skirmish or something because they were looking for tournaments during the off season. And this is a tournament that a lot of people didn't really know about that probably would have been helping people like try out their roster. I mean, sure, like you're playing like you end up playing the 14-year-olds, Chronic, 2Piece, and Daniel, but it's not. You're not gonna tell me
14-year-olds.
You're not gonna tell me like they're not good practice either. Like they made it to the finals.
They're good practice.
Man, they are good practice. That's the up and comers.
Yeah.
The 14-year-olds.
14-year-olds.
That should be their team name.
2Piece ain't 15 yet. Gotta be 15.
Chronic is though.
Yeah,
Chronic is 15.
Yeah.
So 2Piece has to be 15.
Nah, 2Piece not. He's not.
How old is 2Piece?
I think he turns soon.
He's got to turn 15 within the next 2 months. There's just no other way. But that.
You think he goes straight to the league?
2Piece?
Maybe like 2 years ago.
All right. What about Daniel? You think if Daniel keeps it, he goes straight to the league?
Yeah, he's hyped up right now.
Yeah.
But see, people lose their hype.
That's true. They got to stay on top of it. It's like
You really have to be on the top of the game. Like
first killer, Atomic
Scrub, they all stayed at the top. And it's hard to grind when you ain't really in the league. And you got to wait.
Yeah, when you got to wait, that's when it's hard. Because
Yeah.
these dudes got to wait a year. Like, they got to wait years.
Yeah, that's tough. And like, that kind of goes back to like what we were talking about, like Sandrock too. Well, like Middle Eastern teams, like, are they still going to be, at the top when it's time for them to play? Or like, do you think
They'll be ready.
I
They'll be ready.
this, man.
Go check the leaderboards. Who's on top of every single one, I think. And that's not even their best player.
Why are you winking his eyebrows?
That's not even their best player who's on top.
Watch it.
Come on now.
Civic's gonna hit teammates up with the coaching spot for the Middle East team.
Ooh, hey, put me in that language learner first. I don't know what they saying. I'm gonna have to learn that. I'll study up quick though. I'm a quick study.
TJ gonna be like, hey, slow down. I need to understand.
Finally, somebody talking faster than him.
Facts, bro.
My brain not processing quick enough. My brain not.
He's like, wait, hold on. He gonna be in Dubai like, what? What you say?
Ooh, fly me out to Dubai now. Ooh, I can do that.
He's like in a translation book, like flipping through the pages, like slow down, bro.
What you talking about?
Oh my god.
Okay, so yeah, but it'd be cool. Yeah, I think like if people are running tournaments, like one more promotion, like there's obviously that. I actually still am in some of the older discords too, so like I'm still getting pings from Boost Legacy, like, hey guys, don't forget the $150 Boost Legacy. You know, this weekend, I think it's on Tuesday. I might sign up too. I might get bored one day trying to play me a little.
That's
Boost
nostalgic,
Legacy.
man.
You know what
Boost
I'm saying?
Legacy.
Just for the old times, especially since it's like this is the last month of the field, so we have to get back into it.
Snap.
Oh, the Babron got to do something else. He just now getting up on the field, man.
You know,
the Babron on the come up on the low.
I was on the D1 on the field, then they tried to take it away from me, but they can't stop me. They can't stop me. So
they called up Sion. They said they were like, or they called up the esports team. They're like, yo, our caster just made D1, bro. Like, cut the program, cut it.
They really said like, man, this is just, we're not getting the highest level of competition. At least that's what they think, but they don't know. Like, I'm coming. So
They're like, I'm making the league, bro. Y'all better stop sleeping on me.
Facts. I'll tell you, the more wins I get under my belt, bro, the more I feel like I can do it. The more I feel like I can do it. Like, listen, Tyler. Like, you might have to play with me one day because I know you sit in net all the time. Like, I understand that. Like, you like to farm the points up. Like, I get it. Like, you need to drop 1,000, so you gotta sit in the net and get 9 saves every game. But like, when there's somebody out here working on offense like me, like, maybe you'll come out the net more. We gotta get you out there.
Oh
God. Play.
I need to see this.
I like your confidence. I'm just saying, you won your first tournament with who on your team? Who was on your team?
You and Rolders.
Yeah, the 2 people sat right here.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm just saying I got better since then.
Hopefully so, cause that tournament you ain't do much.
I'm the one that scored the goal in OT.
Yeah, you did. I know.
When you were needed. Winner.
That's right. When you're needed, you show up.
Exactly.
That's what a lot of these pro teams need. They need somebody when they're needed, they show up.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't show up. That's different.
Speaking of not showing up, we're gonna move on to Charlotte Phoenix. Right now, the rumor for them is that they are the Charlotte Phoenix. Charlotte Phoenix, the org, is, I guess they're getting tired of losing. So what it looks like is they're trying to move on to another team.
Tired of losing.
Rumor right now that Shift tweeted out was after quotations after yet another disappointing split.
Oh my god.
Charlotte Phoenix are reportedly in talks to sign Jamal Jabari as their new roster. Karma is also is allegedly being replaced by Kinsey on the current Charlotte roster. That means the one with Shadow and Alraz. You want me to open up on this one? Anybody got like some immediate thoughts? Because this was a lot to kind of dissect.
I mean,
go ahead, Demar. Take the cake.
So looking at this, right? Looking at Charlotte Phoenix. Now, obviously, before like we even get into this, everyone should know, like, from this point, like when we're talking about rumors here on the show, it's mainly just speculation. It's all speculation. Everybody gets information from multiple different sources, so we cannot speak on any of this stuff, especially not in place of these players. So we can only tell you what we know and what we think is likely to happen. So just that for one. Now, to
disclaimer.
Right. To kind of go in and just like open things up, I wouldn't be surprised. I've heard a lot of different things here about the Charlotte Phoenix roster. I've heard both of these rumors. Heard about Kinsey trying out on this team, and I also heard about Kinsey trying out on another team. So this kind of seems a little likely, but at the same time, it just seems like it's a lot of jumbling going on here. Is Charlotte going to keep Shadow and Alraz? Or are they just gonna say scrap it and start all over with Jamal Jabari? Now, the thing I will say is, I wouldn't be surprised if they go with Jamal Jabari. It's a different team, which means all the players themselves, right, have their own completely different contract negotiations. They've had history with Karma, Shadow, and Alraz. So from an org standpoint, like they've already probably maybe they've given them so much or spent so much on them, and maybe they feel like if they pick up Jamal Jabari, who has been looking for orgs for a while, they could probably give them maybe not as much as they were paying the original Charlotte Phoenix roster when they first signed on, versus like what they could give them now. It's like a completely different like contract negotiation, and it probably works more in the org's favor because it probably gains them more control over the team, so to speak. So I could see that particularly happening. But I mean, in all honesty, I think people have been expecting a change from Charlotte Phoenix since like last year almost. It's been a long time where they've like found success. So I think this is something that no one's really too shocked to see.
Yeah, I think the pickup of the Jamal Jabari roster is probably a good one for the org. So as you touched on, they would be paying them less more than likely, speculation, because Jamal Jabari has been looking for an org for so long. Also, that team is they're on the rise, right? They're always in like top 10, top 12 talks, right? And Charlotte, I don't even know where they are in the rankings. They've been depleting, just moving further south on the rankings.
They're 14th right now.
14
total.
And so they're not like too far down, right? But
I mean, Charlotte, if they were to pick up Jamal, would be up of 400 points, 430 points, because Charlotte only has 130 right now.
Jeez. Charlotte. Yeah, they only got 40 this whole split. My goodness.
Yeah, it was time for a change. And I mean, if that karma rumor is true, then I mean, I think it was time for a change, regardless of who on the roster was moving on. So whether Kensei works for them or not.
I mean, it's a heartbreak and happy for some people. You happy for Jamal because they've been putting in the time to work. OJ on that team, right? OJ's really good at Rocket League. Yeah, and so and in Charlotte, I know some of the Charlotte people because I played at their little collegiate land last March before COVID. Wow, that's a long. That was like yesterday, but in North Carolina, and so they're good people, good org. Y'all saying they might be getting paid less. If they are getting paid less, if that does indeed happen, it probably won't be by too much. They're good people over there, and they truly want to succeed. I don't know what tier to put the org in, but I would say like tier 2, I guess, in terms of pay, cloud, and all that. But or tier 3, I don't know what the tiers are. They're good people though. So happy for Jamal. Charlotte can make some noise with that if they were to sign them. On the other hand, the addition of Kensei's really good at 2s and 1s, but I don't know necessarily if that is going to make the team better or worse than Karma. A lot of people be hating on Karma because she has some questionable plays sometimes, but I mean, everybody's really good at Rocket League, so it really just comes down to fit. Kensei getting another shot after the PK thing. After getting dropped off from PK, so best of luck to them.
Do we know exactly why he was dropped off?
I don't think he was the right fit or something along those lines. I don't know.
I heard a rumor that like he just didn't enjoy that.
Yeah, that's what I heard
atmosphere
too. That's what I heard. I heard that he just didn't want to play, and that he'd rather just.
There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah, it is a lot of that going around.
There's a lot of that going around. You know what that sounds like? None of y'all like playing Rocket League. I mean, none of y'all professional. But that's just me. I keep it cold.
I mean, it's like it all goes back to the beginning of what we were talking about. What you like?
He said, "I keep it cold."
It all goes back to what we were talking about before, man. Like we all play this game and play video games to like get away from things, right? And have fun and enjoy the time playing it. So when things become a job, like I know me personally, like when I came up, I was looking up team with like friends. And when you make it to the top,
like a lot of people should try that though.
Yeah, and you should, right? But a lot of the times to be successful, like you're not always gonna have that SSG roster. Like that team is so like unique because all of them are friends. Like they were friends before they started teaming. They were friends before they picked each other up, right? So T-Shock was Sypical's friend. Then T-Shock joins SSG. Slater was their friend even before then, and eventually Slater is now on SSG, and all three of them are still like they're just friends. They're all friends,
Right.
But you just can't have that on every roster.
But see,
Go ahead.
but see, some teams are good at making friends after they form too. And also, that's a good point too. You know, it's like all the teams that are like really successful, they have at least 2 people that are really good friends on the team.
Yeah,
At least 2, if not 3.
you gotta. I think
That friendship dynamic, it means so much. Like
it
the
means so
ability to
much.
talk to your person outside the game. And I'm assuming Kensei is friends with them. So maybe that'll
Yeah, it's just
be
gonna
good.
boost their chemistry. I think it just comes down to chemistry and whether you're willing to like spend time outside of the game just to chat and like play other games with them is just like a big thing for chemistry.
And that helps on the field too.
Yeah,
Because you can like critique them in practice and stuff, and they're not gonna get all defensive thinking you think they're bad or something like
Mhm.
that. Friend, I'm trying to help you out. If you get defensive, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like I'm this, you can come at me too. Like we gonna get better from this. We're gonna work it
Hey,
out. We're
bro.
gonna get better. And
See,
I think a lot of teams need that. So it might work. Might go work. I like that. I like that angle you took right there. That might work out for them. I think Kensei Alvarez and all them boys. So, and I
Yeah.
can see Karma not necessarily being boys with them.
Yeah, Karma probably on their lonesome.
Yeah, she's doing her own thing because she just older than them
Yeah,
from a different era.
I feel like that's like tough for her too, right? Because like you said, it's not like she's necessarily a bad player, but like moving on, if everything goes the way that the rumors are going, like it's gonna be really hard for her to find another team. Just because like 1, she's a girl, and 2, she's older than a lot of players. I think that a lot of people might not necessarily be, the most
And-
excited. You know what I
right.
mean?
I think it's
Yeah,
also
that's
tough
tough,
for her because she does have that kind of speculation of like people do think that she makes a lot of mistakes, so it's just gonna be tough for her period, which sucks.
Yeah, that is.
I'm sure she figured out she's really a nice person. She's
Yeah.
one of the nice people in rank that tells me nice one when I do something well. I appreciate that.
I guess
Think
that's all
I'm
it
a
takes to be a
genuine
nice person.
Huh?
That's all it takes to be a nice person. Tell teammates nice shot when he scores.
I said nice one. It doesn't mean nice shot. Like I could pass and they say nice one.
That's not the point. The point was just like you get a in-game compliment. You think the person's nice. That doesn't necessarily mean someone's nice, Tyler.
True.
Just saying. But speaking of, well, actually, I can't really segue this like I usually segue it. I had a good segue last time, but this one I can't, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. E United, more news with them and their roster right now. I believe what is the official wording? After failing to secure a spot in the North American Winter Major, E United are reportedly looking to replace Wanda Mike on the roster. The result of the 16... Oh, yeah. I think this part is debatable. The release of the 16-year-old will cause E United to forfeit their RLCS points. I don't think that that's true.
That is true.
Is it?
Yeah, they dropped Toxer.
They moved Toxer.
But they just...
That's a roster move, though.
Oh.
It's a roster move. They moved Hoxer. And then they added Wonder Mike, which means they got to keep their points to get rid of Wonder Mike. That'd be 2.
Yeah, because I know there was like a big conversation about it. Dang. That's pretty... Huh. I didn't even think about that.
That means this roster move better be something. I don't know what that something is, but it got to be game changer. They got to win something like immediately.
Wait, so did Hoxer play the first split with them? I don't
Sure
think
did.
Yep.
he did.
Yeah.
He did. And he
played a
got
little
benched
bit,
in the first
and then he
split
got benched. Yeah.
for
He played a
Tristan.
little bit and got benched.
Oh wow. Yeah, because there's like
Wait,
this-
I'm
if he got
almost
benched, if
positive.
he got benched for Tristan, would they lose points? Because Tristan's already on the team.
Tristan was registered as a sub. They did not
Oh,
make
but
a
then they
roster
added
change.
Kinsey.
They ended Kinsey to the
Does
sub.
adding Kinsey count as a roster change?
That is definitely a roster change.
Oh, they
That's
should. So they
100%
should have
a roster
finessed
change.
it and with no. They should have added nobody as a sub. That's what they should have done. Is that allowed?
I
If that's
don't-
allowed, they should have big brained it that way.
I'm not sure. They probably.
That's a way to finesse the system.
Oh yeah. Wow, that's crazy. Because I know somebody posted in the subreddit where they were like, "Oh, this isn't a roster move," but I guess it is. Huh. Roster moves are only defined as adding a player. They didn't add a player. Tristan was a sub.
But they added
Oh,
Kensei.
someone saying
Yeah,
Kinsey was
Kinsey
never added to the roster, but is he featured on the Wikipedia pages?
Wait, was he ever added on the roster? United, they have no. Their sub is subbing. No, they don't have a sub.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And there's nothing that
Oh,
really
snap.
says that Kinsey was on the team, like in terms of Wikipedia. Actually,
Ooh, so we get into technicality. We breaking it down. They wouldn't lose any points.
yeah. So maybe they can make a move. When did this?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Let's see. Hoxer went to exit on the 21st of October. Fall split was already underway by then, right?
Yeah.
When Hoxer got replaced by Tristan, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He went through the first trade window, I believe, to exit. The very first one.
And then they moved Tristan up, so they can apparently. Oh wow, yeah, I guess so. So then that would mean.
Who do you think they get? That's the important part.
I guess so.
Who do you
Yeah.
think they get? If they keep their points, who do they get? Who you picking up, T-Base?
Me?
Yeah, who you picking up? UE United right
I
now.
would go like a T-Bar. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
biased.
that sounds a little biased to me.
I don't know because like people want to do like see like you want to see Chronic maybe. But see if you play 6 minutes with Chronic, I know you play 6 minutes with Chronic's role. Unless he somehow magically shifted his mentality, he's gonna camp a lot of back wall. Like it's just like personalities and stuff. And then once again, it comes down to like you gotta talk to these people outside the game. And if you don't talk, then you don't talk to them because all I know is like I told Jackson all the time. I got an idea of who they trying out. That's not for me to disclose. But I don't believe I'm not gonna do that. But
Wait, you say you talk to Jackson all the time?
yeah.
You
But I'm not, I
Jackson
don't.
tight?
Yeah, but I don't.
T-Base, let's go. Hop on the field, T-Base. It's time.
No. A part of me got an ego, and a part of me is a realist. I don't think I'm ready for all that.
There you go.
Why
Yeah,
if you got a tryout, take the tryout. What's wrong with you?
I'm not. That's not
That's
happening.
because of the mentality. Because of your mentality,
The
right
mentality?
there. Yeah, you.
I'm a
saying
dog.
that. No, you're not.
I'm a dog.
I'm a dog, boy. Put me out there, man. They don't want to see no parts of me.
Oh, okay.
I
But
like-
you like I'm a realist. Like, bro,
Because see, you gotta think about it though. If Jackson my homie, and see, like technically, maybe his career might be on the line, something like that. I ain't go if I don't know, I can make sure his career on the line. Then shoot.
bro, Tristan is on that team. Y'all
Yeah,
are
Tristan
in the
is.
same spot. Like y'all have like
Tristan?
the same background of y'all both CRL players. He was
I
just
know.
a suck that got moved to a starting
I ain't
spot.
gonna care if my numbers look a little bit better, but we ain't gonna talk about the numbers.
So I don't understand like why you don't have like
Because
the confidence.
Facts.
Because sometimes I do these random things that don't work out for people.
Okay, you live
I
and you
got
learn.
plenty
You
of
grow as a
confidence.
player. I think you sell
But
yourself
regardless,
short, but
regardless though, it really just come down to like fits and like I said, I talk to Jackson all the time, and I know for a fact that going back to Raul being friends outside the game, the current EU roster, they don't really talk to each other outside of practice and stuff, and all that matters. Like it really does matter. You can't reach that next level if you ain't talking to your boys. And so whoever they pick up, you got to pick up somebody that you can teach how to play Rocket League. It comes down to just fits. A lot of these teams nowadays they don't maximize the midfield. They should really look at Envy's gameplay and try to duplicate that. Have three set positions in a way. Turbo is really in your face. Atomic midfield miss back. I think that is a really solid way to get to the highest level. When you just have 3 people and they're all doing the same thing, or you have 2 people doing the same thing, it doesn't work out. G2 reason they can't win is because they don't have the third person. They have the two at the front, they have the one in the midfield, they don't have a third person. SSG's got all three. NRG has all three.
Okay,
So
but who do you think would fit there?
So where you putting Tristan and Jackson? So what needs fit?
see, I personally don't believe Tristan has that like high level offense. I mean high level defense. He be doing some questionable things. So I played against him and I watch him, so I just know the boy. Need a homie, but I know him. So I mean, you would put Tristan up front because his scoring is legit. Demar's seeing it. The whole entire collegiate seeing it, and man can score for every single angle, and that's his best thing when he's just driving around doing his own thing. You had Tristan and Wonder Mike on the same team, it doesn't work out. Then you can put Jackson as second or third, but you have to find a second or third to go with that. And Jackson's probably defense is better than anybody they pick up right now. So you want a midfielder that can really facilitate and make it easy for both of them. So Jackson comes in, cleans up, shoots it, or if Tristan's up front, midfielder goes up first, maybe for a chance, sets everybody up. Tristan's making the top left. That's how you win it. You want a winning formula. And I think about that's why I say T-Var. Because you can mold T-Var into being the midfielder, and if not that, then you can move Tristan to midfield because Tristan can play midfield as well.
Well, I feel like that put them in the same situation as Wonder Mike.
Yeah,
like where you feel like you could have just molded Tristan to be a second man, but because I know you ain't molding Wonder Mike. Like Wonder Mike is setting his ways, and that man's doing whatever. Whatever
Wonder Mike want to do.
Exactly.
He's really good at it, but you can't have him and Tristan on the same team. You can't. It don't work out.
Yeah, so I think Tristan and Wonder Mike are like pure one mans. Like they're setting their ways. Like you can't really mold them to do anything else.
I don't know.
This actually is a really good conversation because like I think what's the team that I thought was solid that kind of broke up SUP, for example. So what was it?
Hockey, Stokely, and the money.
Yeah. I feel like Paulie could probably fit in there.
Paulie could fit.
Yeah, I think Paulie would be good too.
Yeah, you have to move Tristan. You think in the midfield?
Well, honestly, I'd probably put Tristan up and have Paulie in the midfield.
You think?
I mean,
Tristan got to be a one man. Tristan
has to be a one man.
Yeah, I think he has to be.
I also feel like Paulie's got to be a one man. That's just Paulie game. Paulie a sniper.
So he got
Paulie come back and clean up. He could Paulie could play the three. Come up and finish.
Paulie can play the three. You could do it. You go 1-3-3.
That's the.
I just feel like a team when you got 2 1s don't work. A 1-3-3 is more like NRG kind of in a way.
Yeah, you play from the back.
Squishy and Garrett kind of play back, and then Justin does one. Paulie Santoro. That might be working with a sniper action.
Hey, we'll see if it comes into fruition.
I don't know.
I see it happening, but
it's not that many options. Well, actually, it is a decent amount of options now that I think about it. You
got to be willing to take a risk,
right? Because
you are taking risks.
Who's another person you could put, for example, Tristan back? Maybe bring in Mile. You have Mile as an option.
I don't know if you can have Mile.
You think Mile is just too much?
I think Miles that one man too.
Yeah,
Miles gonna do whatever he wants.
He's a one, and he's going to be a one, and he lets you know that in ranked.
It's exactly like
he lets you know he is going to be.
I don't know how many times I played twos with Mom. That man just be taking the ball. I'm like, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, do your own thing, Mom. Have fun with it. I don't need it.
I'm like, make the net open for me, bro. I'll put in the open nets, bro. Go ahead, bro. Do your thing.
I didn't want to touch the ball this game anyway. IQ, you're on my team. You have fun, man.
Yeah, as long as we win, bro, I ain't complaining, bro. That's how I feel about it.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be more defined if there were more twos. I think twos tournaments really can show off the basic skills in terms, especially being it shows you in all 3 facets of the game. So you're gonna see people a lot on defense. You're gonna see people a lot on offense, and especially in the midfield. The midfield shows in twos. If you're good at maintaining your boost and keeping the ball on your opposition's half, then that really translates to threes.
Okay, what do you think though, Roll? Because T-Bates is with T-Var. I'm kind of more Paulie, but like, where you feeling?
I'm thinking T-Base needs to step in.
You need to stop gassing me like that, dog. You making me feel weird, bro. I don't know about that.
I'm just saying you cool with both of them, like both of them. So you go off that friends aspect. I know way too many people who just plug in what's the next best prospect. And if they don't gel like that, if the players aren't gelling like that, then you're not gonna improve to beyond a certain ceiling, right? It all comes back to that friendship thing, the bonding, the chemistry. I think that's real. And it's just because like there's not a level of maturity to kind of just do your job. You know what I'm saying? And people want to have fun playing the game. So
You keep saying my name, but you're gonna make me blush. If I was
T-Base.
blush, I'll be
Get laced them cleats,
I might have to
T-Base.
put Tyler in the game. I have to put Tyler in the game. Honestly, if Tyler, you get a scrim, let me know. I want to sit in. I want to watch that. Or if I can't sit in, grab the replays. Like, let me see the replays because that'll be a fun time. But yeah, it looks like E United are making. Well, we don't know for sure if they're making a change. I've heard a lot about what's been going on there from a lot of different people. Everyone's really concerned. This kind of goes back to a conversation we had the other day where we're talking about orgs and power, and we're talking about orgs making changes here. Woo, woo. A lot of people are talking about, oh, this is an org related change, and a lot of people are like, oh no, Wonder Mike didn't necessarily want to play anymore because of contract stuff and things like that. But no matter what's going on, there's been no signs around, from what I've been hearing around the scene, that this isn't happening. Like, regardless of who's making the move or like whose agenda, it looks like a lot of sources are pointing to the fact that Wonder Mike will not be a part of United anymore. So I guess the question is, and this kind of goes to what we were talking about today too, with players dropping off teams to get in tryouts. T-Bates, is Wonder Mike a player that you think, okay, now that he's a free agent, should he be landing tryouts like immediately?
You are amazing.
What?
Wow, that segue was amazing. I'm just thinking about what you're talking about, and I just like took myself out. And I'm like, he's going to the next topic. That was really good. Wow, that's all I can think about. But yeah. Anyways, in relation to your brilliant segue topic question, Wonder Mike is 100%. I think if you coach him right, you put him on the right team, he's got literal. He's got like old gimmick type level. Cause gimmick ain't playing defense anyways back then. But I mean, but he was just really good in the way the game is played in terms of passing, shooting, off passes, and stuff like that. And Wonder Mike in today's game with his mechanics and his style fits perfectly. If you put him on the right roster, he would dominate the game up front completely. It would actually annihilate people, and they wouldn't be able to stop him. He can single-handedly win you the game as long as you have two people behind him that can.
Like to hold it down.
Yeah. So he should. It really depends on the spot. If he just hops on a team that is the same thing as E United, where you're not gonna have like necessarily a person, you don't have everybody filling a certain role, then he's not gonna shine. So if I were him, I would take my time getting the right team, but that's just me.
I mean, he's gonna. I feel
he's
like
gotta get a spot anyways.
Yeah, he's gonna rush himself into it. It's crazy to me because like I feel like Wonder Mike is a talent. Like he's a talent that you don't. I feel like a lot of people just can get on the game, right? They play. Wonder Mike is hopping on the game. He's hopping into freestyle, right? Or free play, right? To work on his mechanics, and a lot of people just don't do that, right? You have these young guns that come up on mechanics, and Wonder Mike is one of them players that you just look at. You're like, bro, I wish I could do the things that he can. I'm talking personally myself, right? So I think that's just something you want to see. You want to see that guy just like take flight to the next level. You want to see him like achieve success at the next level, which he wasn't getting on the United. I think he's definitely a player that can find a spot on another team, 100%. Without a doubt, he definitely will be on another team. But the real question is, will that team be successful? Like T-Bates pointed out that you can't have two one-man. So will he be on the same situation as a United? That's the biggest question.
And I feel like for him, I like get on the recycled players thing, but like he could be a player, but you know what he can be, and he wasn't necessarily in the most perfect situation. And that's why I say he should take his time. I feel like a lot of these dudes who aren't necessarily in a perfect situation, you immediately hop into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hop into the next one, doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be better than the old situation was.
Yep.
Reynolds took a whole month and a half off the game and got the SSG tryout because he's still Reynolds and it fits his mold. And now they are top 3 team in NA. No doubt about it.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter where he would go. And when I think about where he would go, like right now, who's even dropping people or like needs people at the moment?
The first, I remember I heard a player talking today. This isn't like a rumor or anything. They were just suggesting like maybe Mike goes to KCP. The only teams that really haven't like put on like trading or like roster moves were Alpine, KCP, I think Peeps, G2, obviously like G2 and NRG, NV, you know, the top teams.
None of them are making a switch.
But like none of those are gonna change. Let's see. I think PK hasn't made them. No, PK has. I think right because they ended up.
They added
Sosa.
Yeah. Sosa.
Loco will be the only one.
But Loco, I don't think they would change.
But they're all boys though, so
Right.
they ain't swapping. They all boys. Like them boys are boys. You don't see Beast. I don't think I've ever seen Beastabonium solo queue anything. Ever. I don't think I ever will. I don't think I ever will see him solo. He is always queuing with either Fire Raptor, Andy, or Delta. Always. Like them boys tight over them. They ain't making a switch. It's just
that's good for them, man. Just stick together.
They're like Savvy, Raw Greg, and all them, but more successful.
Yeah, bro.
It's like the same thing. They ain't switching. So Xset, can they make a change? They added Hoxer. They can't.
They Hoxer.
Sonics can't. Sonics can't at all. Jamal's not.
Yeah.
So you're looking at version 1 or version 1? Can't either. So that's what I'm saying. Like
go? No, Ghost got rid of Luke.
You can't go nowhere.
You can't go nowhere, bro. You gotta take a break.
You gotta have to wait. You gonna have to wait.
Yeah. And maybe it's best for him though.
I think that's best for him, anyways. Because if he forces himself into, and it's where I got way back at the beginning of the show. I'm talking about you gotta have competent people on your team. You force yourself on a team of people who aren't as good as him, because he is really good. You play with I don't want to name names, but like these lower 20s to 30s, low 16 level teams. You're playing people that are not as good as you. You're not gonna get the results, and that's when people start saying, "Oh, maybe he's not good." Okay, once they start saying that, it starts snowballing, and then you don't make it back. Because once people think you ain't good, it's hard to convince. It's hard to convince a 16-year-old, 17-year-old again that you're good. It's just hard.
That's a good point.
It's just hard to convince them. Like you would have to be. I don't know. They're gonna say like, "Oh, you can do a lot of things mechanically." Facts.
You pretty much have to win a regional, so.
Yeah, so I'm Mike. Take my time. Check things out.
Mm-hmm. I think the only way we see Wonder Mike on like at least like a team that's in fighting for worlds is if they are desperate and they make a move. That's really it. Like a team has to be really desperate and they have to be like, okay, well, you know, maybe Mike will give us enough boost or something like that in order to get ourselves into that top 6. But that's a big risk, and we talked about I think last week about taking risks like that when we did the whole G2 conversation. So I just don't think that anybody, you know, I think he's gonna be chilling for a little bit. But yeah, you know, Wonder Mike off EU, interesting to see. We'll also be kind of keeping an eye on who EU United pick up if, you know, everything does end up going through, and this is what happens. But yeah, that's man.
G2 could add it. G2 could add Wonder Mike, couldn't they, for a sub? Right?
What if they try like a 4-man roster?
G2 could add Wonder Mike as a sub.
They could. But
they could.
Why not?
I think
any of these teams could, to be honest.
I mean, why not?
Why not pick them up?
No, like Envy wouldn't, NRG wouldn't, Rogue's not, Peeps ain't. Peeps might.
Peeps could.
Peeps could. So Peeps and G2, KCP's not. There's just no way that works.
You can't put him with beast mode.
There's just no way that works.
Beast mode, man. Don't think beast mode shine.
KCP added Dapper as a sub, remember? So.
They can't. Or they just. Oh, maybe they could just.
I don't know. I think I saw someone in the chat. I think it was Chrome saying like the league has been more lenient on subs recently.
So you could probably just swap out subs.
Yeah, so maybe.
I don't know if they're gonna drop that. I think they mess with that. They vibe with that.
Yeah.
I want to Mike on G2. Maybe experiment a little bit in the split. See what happens. Okay, Wonder Mike does play Rizzo a lot.
Yeah, but I don't think G2 are trying to experiment nothing right now, bro. Not
But they
with
might
that-
have to experiment though. If they keep losing.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know if Wonder Mike will fit that. I'm not
I
gonna.
don't know
like,
anything that's either.
I don't
But see,
think
it might make them the greatest offense of all time.
Yeah, no, and the worst defense. There's gonna be
The
no
worst
one.
defense ever. They be averaging 5 goals a game and they're giving up 5 goals a game. Dude, they would actually try to pressure the heck out of everybody they played, bro.
That's true.
No matter what 3 they threw out there. I mean, I'm since one of them I gotta wait. Why not FGG2 or Peeps? Peeps try to work. Do a couple combos.
Some do the
Yeah,
top 16, man.
oh
That's pretty good for
god,
Mike
imagine
L.
Wonder Mike and AJ coming at you. Good lord.
Jesus. Ooh, that's why I say to the loop. Gotta go. Gotta go. That's why I jump up early. Up, he's over me. Somebody got that? Somebody.
He's looking behind you. Somebody got that? Oh, you don't? All right.
That's the
Looks like we're coming down one of them guys.
Like you in there, you saying over the player comms, I'm gonna make him go high. Like you know you get beat, you just say, I made him go, I made him go.
Hey, you better have the backbone covered. If you ain't got it covered, I'm gonna let you know it's a goal.
Bro, every time, bro. TV's driving up. I'm forcing. He just drives by, bro.
Oh, y'all ain't had that
Listen. He's like, I don't know what to do. I made a flick. Like,
I mean, I'm doing everything I can. I need some help in the back end. How about we stop him from getting the air dribble? That's all. Oh.
oh god.
Can you imagine three players on the team that just like that's all they do is just off the
Air
ceiling, air
dribble
dribble.
off the ceiling. That just sounds. And if they could play defense, they wouldn't lose. I don't think they lose. If they all could play defense, they could do all that. How do you beat that?
I feel like there was a team like that at one point.
When? I mean, Cloud9, I guess. Cloud9, when they were in their prime, could do it.
Like prime
When they were in their
Cloud9.
prime, they could do it, and they didn't lose.
Yeah.
They did not lose when they all could do that and still play defense adequately enough.
That reminds me of the Cloud9 Dignitas Grand Final.
Yeah, where they freestyled.
Because that was like, to me, that was like the one time you could tell. And I feel like this has always been, for me, when I look at North American Rocket League, I think of players who do not care about you at all. Like, they don't care about nothing. Remember, Dignitas, the Dynasty. Oh my God, Wavepunk said Dynasty maybe like 18 times a day. Like, they were talking about no one's beating Dignitas. K-Dop, Turbo, Violet Panda. They're the best team in the world. And Cloud9 came into that semifinals, and they did not care at all, man. I mean, that was probably the craziest thing I remember I saw live was just like they hit the Turbo Death Slam or the Chair Slam. He saw the camera shake. He was getting mad. Squishy was just in the air. Cloud9 was just looking straight up like robots the whole time.
But-
whew.
That's the best land performance there has been, and I don't know if anyone's gonna top it.
You think
Bro,
that
that
was the
was-
best?
What they were
Man,
doing? Who out there? What do you think is the best?
You don't
the
think?
best live performance.
Like in
Okay,
terms of in the entertainment?
Man, you talking
Put on
about
a show, man.
Bro, you gotta talk about This Is Rocket League, bro. Like that was actually
That was a moment.
okay.
That's the best moment.
That's entertaining, bro.
That's the moment. I'm talking about the best series. Like they all they were on a whole nother level. They were going resets off the ceiling, air dribbles.
we
They
not gonna
busted out
talk about-
every single bag.
We're not gonna talk about the Peeps run. The
Oh,
major?
a DreamHack time.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you talking about RCS? Okay.
This run was really good though.
Yeah.
Gyro was on a whole nother level that weekend, boy.
Sheesh. Bro, they was all feeling it, man. I can't
Gyro
believe
wanted
that.
it.
Do you think? What do you think about that roster? Actually, do you think that roster would be like dangerous right now?
Still?
Yeah, still. Reynolds, Gyro, missed.
Yeah, they can still be good. I mean, they're all on tops. They're each one of them is on a different team who's all top 6. I
That's true.
think they do just fine. Just fine.
Bro, when I remember watching that, I think it was DreamHack. DreamHack Dallas. where Cloud9 was like, was that the major Cloud9 won?
Dallas?
DreamHack Dallas, yeah, 2019.
Yeah. And I just see Squishy like freestyling like game 2, and I'm just like, yeah, it's over, bro. Squishy's
He
freestyling.
don't go
like,
for that no more.
yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
just,
know why. It makes
maybe,
no sense
I
to me.
mean, maybe he
He's-
doesn't have the
he's-
space for it.
No, he's watered down his game. That's a topic we could talk about one day.
Mm.
He's
Well,
watered down. He's watered down his game a lot.
What do you
Like,
mean?
even if you watch his YouTube videos, he goes for less of his
That's mechanical.
less squishy. You knew squishy off the montages, and he still got every single bit of them mechanics. I don't know why he ain't going for him no more.
I mean, why don't you think he's going for him though? Like, I mean, you say you don't know, but like, do you think it's just because of the fact that like maybe they tried to do that and they got punished for it too much?
know.
maybe he's like, I
He's
need to take
confident.
a step down. Justin, I got Justin on my team. Hey, you think Justin gonna take the torch? Mechanical things.
But you think Squishy's that type of person though? Like to just like like Squishy was always known for his mechanics. Like what makes Justin kind of came up off of like knowing Squishy in a way. So you think like Squishy would just like say like you know what I mean? Like kind of let that. I guess you can look at it in a way of like him passing a torch, but I don't know. Some people take pride in that stuff and they don't want to let it go.
I mean, I think another point is like the game has sped up a lot, so you really don't get that much space anymore in this game, which is a good point. You just you don't get the time to do what he was doing before.
True.
Everybody's pre-jumping now.
Yeah.
Right, and when they're doing that, it makes you slow down anyway. You got to simplify your game in order to combat everybody keeping up in speed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all remember the DC Land when Squishy did the fake? I think it was DC Land.
Season 4.
Yeah, when Squishy did the flip reset, he got the flip reset, and then like I guess like faked it.
Wasn't a
into-
reset. Wasn't a reset.
Oh, he
It
went
was
off
a
the
ceiling
ceiling,
shot.
and then he like faked it, and
He
then
faked it.
yeah,
On Magnus and Messanoris.
That
He
was
just-
nice.
he just he's not hitting that shot anymore in his career.
It's crazy. It's crazy because like I think they had like face cam at Worlds, right? And C9 would make shots, and Squishy was just like
That
staring
robot
at
of a
the
man.
screen. Yeah,
That
robot.
robot of
man.
a kid back then.
I think I remember seeing a clip of like a gimmick scoring. And he's like, "Come on!" Like he's just like getting into it. I'm like, bro, that juices me up. But when players are just like they're after it, bro, like that's the gimmick that wanted it, man. Like gimmick's like, "Come on, give me that."
I feel like Gimmick's still like that too. Like I don't know, I watch his stream sometimes, and I'm like the way like he still has the shots, like the shot accuracy. You know, he still grinds the game. I mean, that would just end up being me going on another V1 tangent because I feel like Gimmick's still like a really good player, but you know that team is just not doing enough.
What they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, they're 16th right now, 420 points. Jamal Jabari's over them. So yeah, if I was Charlotte, I would sign Jamal Jabari. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
maybe Comp should stop tweeting about brain dead twos players and start copying him anyway. Since he's not performing in the threes area either. Well, the team isn't. I won't want to come at Comp. I just call it like it is.
I'm cold with it.
Could that be a chemistry thing for V1?
I mean, you
Does
got
it
to get
make
man
sense?
Torment.
Yeah,
And
they've
then
been
Torment played
together,
with Comp,
so-
so you got to assume they are friends. I would assume that at least. I don't know. I don't know what their issue is. I've never. They should be better, but it doesn't work for some reason. But it really comes down to how good is Cobb midfield. But then even with Squishy, they were falling off, and they were all homies. And Squishy, even on his YouTube videos, should say Gimmick is the best player in the world. Now he says Justin is, but so maybe he's biased in terms of his teammates. But
Why wouldn't you say that about your teammate?
But even then, I mean, you're still high regard. You can say they're really good, but if you go as far as say the best, you got to honestly believe like they're legit, like get the best. So I don't know what Gim, Torms, and Com's issue is why they don't win. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Honestly, though, we talk about the game being fast, but I think it also has something to do with not just the game being fast, but like teams knowing how to play against fast like teams like that. Because if you think about it on the other side of the field, right? Defenses know now, okay, these guys have mechanical players who are going to beat us to the air. As long as we eliminate scoring opportunities, pull them out, that counterattack, bro, is like, that's something.
The counter is cheese.
The counter is
It's
the
OP.
counter. The counter is like what you score on
wins
90% of high level Rocket League is a counter attack.
Yeah.
90% of it.
So
Actually, probably almost like 100, like 99% of the of like scoring opportunities you get in Rocket League come off a counter attack. It's either a couple seconds off the counter attack or immediately off that counter attack. It's like extremely rare that you get that like sustained pressure. I mean, you can get that sustained pressure into like a demo, and then
But even then, it's really useless sustained pressure because people are just so good at stopping everything with 15
Yeah,
boosts.
you gotta have like G2 pressure. You know what I mean? Like
But
you
G2
got.
pressure's not even that good.
It's not good.
Like
because,
it's there, but
they're-
it's there.
Yeah, but that's just because like sometimes they just don't know what to do with it. Like we talk about G2 where, you know, you got all this pressure, you dodging a demo from Rizzo, JNaps has the ball, you think he's gonna shoot, but he hits it off like the post or something, or like just close to the post where it bounces out, just enough for Chicago to get there. Then you already pre-jump JNaps because it's JNaps, and then next thing you know, Chicago got an open net to shoot at. That's real G2 pressure. We haven't seen that since fall split. But teams don't know how to do that often. But then meanwhile, you got the machine who'll say, "Oh, you want to put pressure? Come on, come over here. Come over to the half. Come over to the half. Pierre, can you get on the back wall, please?
Yeah?
Yeah, you want to come up here?
Pierre on the back wall. Okay, clear that out to Atomic. Atomic go air dribble downfield, play that off the back wall, get your third man jumping up in net, and then Miss is gonna put it top left. Like
He slots them every
like-
time,
like-
every single time.
that's the recipe. So it's like you either have to have that deadly like G2 consistent choking pressure in the offensive half to where you're starving out a team, or you gotta I guess it's technically like three things. You gotta have a good midfield to slow down some people from the counter, or you just gotta have good defense to where you can let somebody come to your own half and then you can play them on the counter much better. It's like it's a lot of different things going into it, but I mean a lot of these teams think that, or I won't say teams, a lot of people in the community think that just because this player is fast and good on offense, he can fit into a team. When it's so much more to the team play than just being good on offense. It's so much more going on in the field that you got to really, manage. And people don't pay attention to that. They just think,
They look at the
dribbled.
person who scored the goal or air dribbled.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy. I actually like crazy respect G2 after like just hearing you talk about that in like more detail. It takes so much like trust in your teammates.
And your teammates, yeah, they trust a lot.
To stay that aggressive.
And it sometimes screws them over. But I enjoy it. I personally love watching them. That's why I love watching C9 back in the day.
Man.
I just those are my favorite teams to watch.
And it's
and that's why I say SRG is the best. The best.
It's like they can do everything.
It's the best.
But like
Because they play. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but like the whole thing, my whole point of it is like I'm describing how like G2 in the fall played against NRG because I'm watching. I'm like, oh crap, it's a G2 matchup, and what happens? G2 get downfield. Justin can get 8 saves a game, but like if he gets caught on that one counter and he's thinking JNap's coming for a shot, JNap's will not he will purposely miss the shot, or he'll just throw a pass, lob it to mid. No one seeing Chicago who's pushing straight down mid, getting this shot
Full
where
trust.
you think JNap's has a perfectly good shot. Like I'm watching, I'm like, JNap's gonna put it top left. JNap's like, nah, goes for that extra pass out of nowhere, and then Chicago got Justin floating in the middle of the net because he pre-jumped the wrong play. Like that was so crazy. They don't do that anymore. They don't do it anymore, man.
They kind of do it. They just don't play no defense.
I guess.
I think they look for it. I think
They look for it a lot. It's just the
But-
game isn't predicated of it. It doesn't reward them, which annoys me in a way. And more teams should play like them, but it's just not. It's in my ideal world of watching and enjoying Rocket League. I think that's the highest level when you can sustain the pressure. But
I gotta look at
the
a
game,
replay.
the game favors SSG and SSG especially and Envy.
Hey, maybe that's how teams adapted. They were like, we can't keep up with that. So they just sat back, let G2 do what they had to do, and then, counterattack.
I think people just realized that they can save everything. 'Cause the net ain't big enough.
The net ain't big enough. But that net is big enough. That net
When you
is
got
big
Slipper Coin in that net with 100 boosts, it ain't big enough.
Sip in the net with like 20 boosts.
20 boosts, that ain't big enough.
And he's still saving it. That's why demos are in the game. You gotta go destroy that man. Take him off the field.
That's what Rizzo for.
That's what Rizzo's for.
Get Rizzo chasing everybody around the field, get him jumping. Then while Rizzo playing off the field, Jay Nats play the ball, or Chicago play the ball. You think that he gonna shoot. And what happened? No, that's just a pass to the real shooter. Man, that was But yeah, defense for G2 definitely need to work. But then there's teams that have good defense. PK, Envy, like, although like it's so crazy to me to see like PK have good defense because Sosa's like such a like mechanical player and he can play up the field really. He is.
Think so?
I think so. Like I'm talking about plot twist Sosa. Like when he was on plot twist, he was speedy and like
Gianluca.
Yeah, I love Gian. Gian definitely speedy. And for me, like especially because he's like so electric too. So I think that's why I give him more credit too, because like he will get the comms hyped up. But
my boy,
you know, to see that team play like so far back, and for them to like it works. You know what I'm saying? Like they play so much defense for them to work. Like yeah, it just kind of shows like how well that counter game goes for them and Envy. I mean, the machine is the machine. They're good all over the field. Like they can do everything.
When they are confident against a team, they will sustain that pressure. They will keep it, and they'll score. They'll score eventually.
Pierre has the awareness.
Yeah, 100%. He has that midfield presence. I mean, it's a force.
Man, I don't even know how we even got this deep. I'm not gonna lie. We kind of went down
on a tangent.
Yeah, we went on a big tangent. But let's see. So honestly, actually, looking at the time now, we've been live for almost 2 hours, an hour 45. And we actually kind of filled a lot of time, actually, more than I thought we would. But yeah, I mean, we already went through kind of most of our discussion that we had planned for today. We're trying to plan something really big for Wednesday with the European major coming up, which is why we haven't talked about it. Oh wait, I don't think Europe's major is this weekend.
Is it even this weekend?
I think it's next week.
Is Sam this weekend?
I think Sam is this weekend.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Huh. That's something to look forward to, Sam.
Yeah.
I actually want to see them boys. See what they're looking like.
Facts. Actually, while I look that up, guys, if there's any questions for those in Twitch chat, we are going to take some questions. For the remainder here. We didn't do it last week, so I was like, okay, we'll do it next week. So, if you guys have any questions you want to ask the boys, now is a perfect time to let me know. As I need to figure this out real quick. Yeah, so it looks like Sam's majors in 4 days, and then Europe's majors next week, and then NA's majors the week after. Oh, I had more time to plan this than I thought. That's actually pretty good. I have more time to plan the EU stream than I thought, which is great. So
excellent.
With Sam that's coming up next week, and that one will be actually really interesting, especially because I know Sam is like all over the place. Let me see. Looking at there's like pretty much top 2 are True Neutral and Novus right now, and then there's like a 400 point gap afterwards. So depending on like what Noble does,
whatever team has HAG or whatever his name is gonna win.
HAG.
That's True Neutral. They're in first place right now.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Why you say that, T-Biz?
They're the best in the region by far.
Man said I saw AJG play one time. That man cold.
All right.
They're pretty good.
So we do have a couple of questions. I think I know the answer to this one from Mindless Maze. Did you guys end up watching the apparently Jack versus Jory? Oh god, I can never say his name right. Jory's smug match. Apparently that one was really good. I haven't seen it personally.
Johnny Boy hypes it up. I am actually, after this, I'm a strange person. I really like Rocket League, or I don't know. I'm weird, but I'm going to go eat food. I haven't eaten supper, and while I'm eating supper, I'm watching the full series. when it was live, I tuned in Game 7, and it was a really spectacular game. And I want to see the whole set. I personally want to see how apparently Jack keeps up with Jorus or Jorus or Joru. I'm gonna say Jorus. That's what I'm going with, because Johnny Boy even tweeted out saying it's one of the best series he's ever seen and casted and been a part of. So I mean, he's casted legendary series. So if that falls in that, I gotta go watch it.
Yeah, we should all definitely check that out. Looking at, let's see. So we have another one from Wolfine RL. What do you think makes Envy so lethal? How about the machine? What makes the machine so lethal? I mean,
I think they just got players in each position that could do it all. I think you got the experience from Turbo, the 4-time. You got Atomic. He was that young gun, that up and comer, 13 years old. Everybody was looking at him. He cheated, and was still beating people at the top. Got banned, came back. Still that man. He's still that dog. You know what I'm saying? He's lethal. And you got Nick, a player that all three of us, I think, had in our top 5 at one point or the other, right? So
he didn't.
Who?
Whoever this dude is on my camera in relation to me, Demar didn't the first week.
The first week?
Oh.
Or then you had Turbo number 1.
You had Turbo number 1.
And then you somehow put Mist number 1.
Okay, well, I had somebody from the team in my top 5. Like, we all had somebody from the team in our top 5. Actually, we all had somebody from the team in number 1. For our own reasons. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but like, to kind of answer the question, like, obviously each of us think that everyone from Envy like is like able to have like such a strong impact in their own way, like to the point where we can even have that even argument in general. Because for me, it's like, it's like Turbo and the awareness and everything that he represents. Atomic was a lot of ours for last week, and then Miss was 2 weeks before that. So it's just like, everyone, one of those guys stands out in their own way. And I think like at the end of the day, that kind of like answers this question. But this one's a good one. I think this guy's name is Hunter. It's HNTRX257. What's the best way to enter the RLCS scene in this current style of RLCS? So like, what's the best way to like get into the scene? I guess if like you're an up and coming player is my assumption.
Get on the game, improve yourself, play ranked, get noticed, your name in ranked, 2s, 1s, whatever it is, get your name out there, play ranked. Once you get your name noticed, your transition to 6-mans is not that big anymore, but people still be playing that, especially at the rank X level. But then you want it basically vibe with some people, form a team, hop in some tourneys, just have fun while you're doing it, man.
Yeah, get the clout. If you get really spectacular at 1s, maybe if Johnny Boy has a big tournament, you can show off the mechanics. The mechanics might transition. 2s, try to become really good at that too. A lot of pros, they love Daniel so much because I guess Daniel got rank X with it, which is a very rare to just go from B to X, whatever he did. But he's also really big on the 2s because he dominates them in the 2s game, so they gas him a lot. So I like 1s or 2s ranked if you want to try to make it up to the pro level.
Yeah, those two broke it down pretty well. Luzar says, do you see any of the world spots changing in any other regions? So I'm guessing, does that mean like, do you see teams or certain regions getting more world spots, or do you see certain regions getting less world spots? Although I don't think teams will get less, personally.
For me, I'm assuming this question means for next RLCS.
Yeah.
For next RLCS, I would like it. Then again, I like inclusivity, but I also like competition at the highest level. And personally speaking, I would take away the guaranteed world spots for Sam and Oceania. I'm gonna get a lot of slack for that. But with that, I'll replace it with a tournament, a pre-land tournament, to where you would get the True Neutral, Novus, AV, and Oceania teams. You would get them, and you would play, and they would play like the number 7 and number 8 teams or 7 to 10, somewhere in that range from NA and from EU. They would all play like their own land before Worlds, and then from there you would
Like a wild card tournament.
yeah, and then from there you would make Worlds. I would do that. So, and I would still keep the 6 from NA, 6 from EU, because those are two premier regions. So in some form or fashion, you got to include Middle East in there. So I would just put Middle East for EU, and because Middle East can't be its own region, and then you would get and come RLCS 11, you would get the true best 16 teams. Because personally speaking, you're not going to get the true best 16 teams from this current format.
T-Base thinking outside the box.
Honestly, that's not a bad like proposal. That being said, I think someone in chat just said like I think he means like this question is definitely weirdly worded because now they're saying I think he means like if the teams at the top are gonna move. To be honest, Ground Zero is sitting at 3,000 points with Cringe Society 500. Like there's 500 difference in points between like the top teams and the teams under them. I think that they're just gonna stay on the same track to like just to kind of answer that question.
They dominate the regions because they have 2 legit teams, if that.
Well, can't they get like a lot of points in the next split to catch up? Like a team like Renegades, like say a team like Renegades wins, and Cringe Society just completely falls off.
That's a big fall
That's
off.
possible.
That's a big fall off.
Like
I
say
mean,
you
could get like Mind Freak or Renegades to get up there, maybe. But it's just such a big gap. You already know Ground Zeroes, they essentially made it.
Yeah.
Already.
I can see Ground Zeroes making it. Cringe Society actually has Drippy, Deca, and Jules. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Renegades is CJ's team. And Mind Freak, Requiem, Fever, Caveman, Ben. They've always had some weird names. There was some dude named like Baked Potato. Like, I don't know how y'all come up with these names, man. But yeah, OCE definitely like there hasn't necessarily been like too much consistency in the results. I mean, Cringe Society has been winning everything, so I mean not Cringe Society, Ground Zero's been winning everything, so that much has been like consistent. But in terms of everything else,
and then Sam, you got 3 teams, really 2: True Neutral, Novus, and then you got Noble Esports with Carnage on the outside looking in. But that's probably Noble could potentially crack in there, but Novus would have to start losing. So Noble can move up. True Neutral's gonna make it. Ground Zero's gonna make it. So the 2 spots in both those regions are a little bit up for grabs, but the teams that are currently in second would have to toss it.
Yeah, that's just really like where that is. Yeah.
And EU Dignitas, I feel like is going to end up cracking the top 6. They're not there right.
Dig will as well.
They're number 8 right now, but I feel like they will eventually get in the top 6. Oxygen could as well.
Case.
Okay, let me make sure I'm going down this list already. We got a lot of questions coming in. Stat related question from Direct. How many cars do you guys think have been played in NA/EU this season? How many cars?
How many cars have been played? Like different cars?
Yeah.
On like from NAEU and different regions?
So I don't necessarily have an answer to this question because I can't even like process this. That's like I feel like teams change. Like some players like change cars a lot. But one thing I've always wanted is player stats by car. I think that would be probably one of like the most useful stats to have in the game. Justin has a 3-point something shooting average on the Octane and gets 2 more shots per game on the Fennec. Like, I think that would be really cool because these players do change their cars. Like, at this point, car swaps between Octane, Dominus, and Fennec happen. Like, they just happen. Sometimes there are a couple of people who still stick on their same cars, but from Garrett G all the way to LJ, people do change their cars in this game. And I feel like being able to track how a player does on a specific car it's got to be one of the more useful stats that people talk about. Like I've seen a lot of like in sports, I've seen a lot of like garbage stats where people are like, okay, well this guy gets 100 yards in this condition and da 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 da. But an actual like thing that changes the game, which is a hitbox of a car. Now that is something that is just completely different, and you have to change how you play to match that. You can't go for kickoffs in the dominant the same way you do in the octane. They don't work that well. You'll lose the 50. I think that having those yeah, you will. I think that knowing how certain players play or like on certain cars is definitely a good stat to like hit on. You can have overall stats, sure. This is Justin's overall stats for the season. This is Justin's overall stats on the Fennec. Boom. You know what I mean? It allows more deeper insight to how a person plays that we don't necessarily get a piece of. That being said, to answer the question, I don't know. I just don't know how many cars have been played.
That man went on
You pulled on me. You pulled on me. I love that idea though. That's actually pretty good.
Oh, okay. So
I have no idea.
The answer is 12. 12 different cars have been used in NA EU regional majors. I think he means like 12 overall. Like, not
12
like
different cars?
Yeah, 12 different cars.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it has to be in EU, the ones that are using it. NA, I swear, don't switch. Besides the main 3.
Yeah.
EU gotta be using a weird car I ain't seen.
Oh, wow. D-Rex says he's working on that right now. There will be a post on Reddit in like a weekish. I would be very interested to see how that looks.
The stats or the number of the cars?
The stats. The stats.
That's going to be nice, man.
That is really clean.
Yeah, players do have like different placebos.
You're gonna placebo the players even more.
Maybe you have players stick on.
You're gonna stick on cars now, bro. Oh, so you're saying an average of 47% shooting with this one? Okay.
He's gonna be like, I thought so. Right.
You can have like T-Shot arguing with Chrome. Chrome, let me use the Dominus. He gonna be like, T-Shot,
look at my numbers.
Look at my stats.
Look at the stats.
Like I might get the demos of the Fennec, but I'm doing everything on the Dominus.
I know Chrome is a guy who looks at stats like intensively. So
he's looking at it hard, bro.
So if T-Shot he's like, look at the stats. Stats don't lie.
Oh man. So that's definitely interesting. Let me see what else we got here in terms of some questions. Only a few more. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. We answered the role is replacing Westwood Wolfine. Just check earlier on in the VOD for that one.
The VOD about 40 minutes in, maybe something like that.
All right. I guess this one's for Roll This from Squirmy RL. How do you go over team replays? Do you look at the team as a whole, or do you look at players individually?
Ooh, a little coaching. So basically, you go over team replays. Team replays are it's completely specified. So team replays, you're going over the team as a whole. Certain players might make an individual mistake, but that doesn't mean that another player wasn't in his same position making that same mistake 30 seconds later, right? So basically, if a player is individually messing up on a certain play, you don't single that player out, but you're just like, as a whole, anybody in this position, you should be looking to do this certain thing on this play. And then if you want to correct them individually and go more in depth with it, then you basically set up a time individually with those players and then go about it that way. But in a team-oriented thing, you're basically basing what you're discussing on how you want to function as a team and making sure that the players are rotating in that certain way to whether they're messing up. You don't really want to single out people because then they're going to feel some sort of way about it. You just want to keep it professional, basically.
Coaching from the great Raul Diaz.
And I think, let's see. Do you guys think, do you guys think race cars have a space in esports? I don't really know.
F1?
Maybe. But like they used to do that stuff, right? Like they used to do I think like NASCAR, they used to do a
I thought they did that still.
Yeah. They have them like play at home, kind of like on the internet or something. It's really weird. So that one's it. But all right, guys. I think that's gonna be enough from us. Oh, Here, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. Axiom asks, do you think Rogue will have a repeat performance in the major? Not necessarily win it all, but finish in the top 3.
I think so. So.
No.
All I'm gonna say is, first killer got a taste. He got a taste of a dub, right? He got it. He got his victory that he needed. That man's gonna be confident as can be, and his team right behind him. Turin and Rock, they got to do it again. They got to do something again. It's gonna be a high performance next time.
They all just played so well last time that is just such a hard thing to do again. They played so well.
Hey, multiple teams have done it over and over again where they played well consistently for a certain.
But like they're well consistently is like their usual. Rogues. If that can become their usual, then I mean they would win almost everything.
Hey, how does a team start to be consistent with winning, T-Base?
You gotta win.
It all starts somewhere, man. And maybe this is Rogue's turn.
Maybe. Well,
what? Yeah, yes or no? You can't say maybe.
Oh, me? I think they can do it again, personally.
Okay, that's why. Okay, so there's a yes.
I don't know if I'll say top 4. I won't say top 3. I'll say top 4.
Yeah, top 4 is more reasonable. I can give him top 4.
Yeah, I'll say top 4. That is it. Oh wow, D-Rect actually. Okay, real quick before we end the show, D-Rect actually came with a card-based stat saying Roldiz in the last split had his best shooting percentage on the Fennec. But his most score per game was on the Dominus.
What's that? Out of one series? What did I play, bro?
I mean, you played a little bit in the winter. You played a little bit.
He gave you some numbers.
He gave you some numbers.
I did play a little bit. You right. All right, best shooting percentage. What do we care about more? It's done that shooting percentage, right?
Shooting percentage or what?
I don't care about no score.
Score.
As long as I'm winning. Hold on, what's my win percentage on the cards, bro? Give me win percentage. That's all I care about, bro.
Oh my god.
I don't care about no stats, bro. Just I want to win, bro. I don't care about no stats no more.
Oh my goodness.
I am not a stats man.
Let's wait on D-Rect to finish his notes, and then he will give us the Reddit post. D-Rect, we are going to be looking for that, by the way. So tag us as soon as you get it up, and then we'll bring it up when we have our next show. Because if anything, I've learned to love stats more and more as time has gone on. It's been a lot of fun, like breaking down team statistic wise. So again, thank you so much, D-Rect, for all your work. Thank you both for the show today. Look at that. See, I told you not to worry about nothing. We did it pretty good for today. It's been a good little day today.
Who would have thought?
So
you would have thought.
Yeah. I mean, I know we could talk. We could talk, T-Base. We don't need that many topics. We just talk.
Yeah. You talk sometimes a little too much.
Hey, and that's all right. That's all right.
That's fine.
That's what we're here for. And thank you all for watching us today. It's been fun being able to interact with chat more. Maybe we'll do some more. We have just some more time left over at the end of the show. I appreciate it. I appreciate the big turnout tonight as well. You guys are completely awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. And then if you haven't been able to tune into the streams, we do these streams at least every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. Sometimes we may have to switch it up due to circumstances. For example, we want to do a Europe first touch for their major, so we might do one earlier on. So to stay up to date with that, make sure you follow me on Twitter at iDazrin, and then you see Roldiz and T-Base Twitters right under their names. So make sure to follow those guys as well. This will be up on YouTube later on this evening, and then it'll also be on Spotify as soon as I figure that out. So I'll figure that out. But until then, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been First Touch, and we hope you stay warm and stay safe. Have a good night.
Later, guys.
Good night, boys.